eventually. But the result of which is this. It's a format that may help staff and help us to do this better next time.
Thank you. Shall we move on to the next item?
Madam Chair, so by motion, we're going to set the special meeting for the 25th. You will.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Greg, you second?
Yes.
All in favor of the 25th as the next meeting for the special meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Gorin. Okay, on page 9 of your agenda packet, we have the Ford & Associates engagement letter. Mr. Ford is available by phone as we speak. Commissioners, do you want to move forward with this? And do you have any questions for Mr. Ford?
So I thought the question at the time was, again, we're kind of on hold because we don't know where the city stands with it. So if we engaged him to do this, we have to do it now, as opposed to finding out where the city stands. Or do we just lose the 12,500. My suggestion would be is wait. You don't have to do this now. Just wait until after that. It's going to be very clear to us what we have or don't have.
Agreed. I don't think there's any rush to engage, especially for $12,500. Steve?
I agree.
Same.
Okay, so Sam, could you let him know that we are going to wait until we hear something from the city?
Would it be useful if a motion you simply defer a review this item for the special meeting, which may segue to your overall financial picture, and that is going to give you some sense for what may otherwise be the case on the 25th.
Good suggestion. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion that we defer the Ford & Associates financial advisors until the 20th.
Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, like sign. Okay, motion passes. Let's see. The Boca Little League memorandum of understanding. Are you going to turn that as Melissa? Jacob's going to touch base on that. Okay, page 15 of your agenda packets, please. Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Commission, good evening. The item is a memorandum of understanding. You may recall that our office was directed to prepare at the board's last meeting. The Boca Raton Little League made an offer to contribute $12,000 towards the batting cage renovations at 3 Days project at Sugar Sand and Patch Reef. And we put together a brief MOU for the board's consideration, which memorializes the Little League's commitment to make that contribution, along with the board's decision to accept it and to provide a plaque or some kind of commemorative sign, essentially identifying the league's contribution to the board's efforts in the context of the renovation project. It's a fairly straightforward and simple document, simply the board accepting the league's contribution and the league's willingness to provide the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. Commissioners, do you have any questions about the memorandum? Do I hear a motion to?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Thank you, Jacob. We will execute that after the meeting. Okay, moving on. I think we are up to our Sunshine Law presentation. Banking signature resolution. Jacob.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. Just very briefly, we prepared a resolution for the board to consider, which I made us read the title into the record, to provide for the signature authority for the district's banking. It provides for the chair, vice chair, treasurer, and the executive director to be authorized signatories on all of the district's bank accounts and all actions that require the signature of 2 of the named individuals. For the record, it's a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the Greater Boca Raton Beach and Park District, authorizing the chair, vice chair, treasurer, and the executive director to sign vouchers and checks, make deposits and withdrawals, to authorize transactions on investment pursuant to the applicable district's policies and state law, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for effective date. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. In that resolution, it doesn't say that 2 people need to sign.
If you look just very briefly at the
Down below.
section 2, the last sentence,
Okay,
2 of the officers named here in the front.
okay, good. Thank you. Do I hear a motion to accept the resolution?
So moved. Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Cox.
Did I hear Jacob say that The executive director, has the authority to sign the check.
That's in the resolution.
That would include the executive director, the chair, the vice chair, and the treasurer. Require 2 of any of the
First
following.
time we have ever done. We've never done that before.
Ever done that?
It's at the discretion of the board. If you have to remove it, it's not uncommon for there's a city manager or an executive director to have that authority. It's not the custom practice of the board. We'd be happy to take the executive director off and leave 2 board member signatures. It's a policy decision for the board.
There's nothing, Mr. Kowski, is there anything in the current bylaws that prohibit the signatory of the executive director doing that for any reason not to?
It was a motion made years ago for the protection and safety of our deposits.
Well, it requires 2 signatures, then one of the executive director and one of the commissioner, correct?
That's
And I'm
correct.
saying to you that we've never before had an executive director with authority to sign.
Right, but what I'm saying is there still has to be 2 signatures, so,
Still has to be 2 signatures.
right, so I don't see the issue there.
Well, your insurance agent does. I think that I'm not uncomfortable at all, and I'm not suggesting that we have any infidelity in our executive director position, but I just think that it's probably a good idea to limit it to those elected officials, just for an ultimate safeguard. And I know there has to be 2 signatures, but you have the chair, the vice chair, and the treasurer, and but because we're not in control of these funds during the day, we don't have. I can only imagine the possibilities of this happening if you had somebody that was that needed funds, had a gambling addiction. I don't want to be with some weird suggestions, but I just think that it's probably better that we keep it to just the elected officials rather than a staff member.
Can we just strike the one line in there, or do we have to have the whole resolution rewritten?
No, it's the will of the board. We can strike out the reference to the executive director, and the other positions would remain in the resolution.
Should we amend our,
Let me just make a motion, Madam Chairman, then if it passes, or then we can have further discussion. I'd make the motion that we delete from this resolution the privileges of the executive director to sign checks.
do I hear a second?
I like to amend it.
What we,
I'll accept a friendly amendment, Greg.
Add the other 2 commissioners as well. I think you need to have, it's a small board to begin with, and so having 5 signatories is important. I personally am okay with the executive director because the practice has always been at least 2 commissioners sign it. I think you should continue with your historical practice, but sometimes there are needs to have a signature. But don't get me wrong, having too many signatures on any card, you can go to any bank, and that's your signature is what the bank teller is looking at. So limiting it is a good idea, but 3 might be a little bit tight, so 5 is better.
Mr. Koski, we usually just have 3?
We only, in the past, since the initial episode where one person attempted to empty the district's bank accounts years and years ago, we have adopted a policy where there are 2 elected officials that are required to sign checks for the district.
I don't
The
think,
the auditor will also ask whether any employees have control over any funds. Now, I don't know how that will fly with the audit.
I don't think you were saying have 3 people sign the checks, but have
No.
those options available, because
I'm
when we
looking-
need things signed last minute,
You need
and
2 signatures.
our 2 people are out of town, we need somebody that can sign the
I
check.
think Greg was saying we just need to add more names, but not requiring more than 2, right?
That is correct.
Have all the commissioners
Correct.
as signatories.
I agree with Craig that the more signatories we can have, on the, on this resolution, better off we are. To your point, Bob, an elected official can have just as much have gambling addiction as an elected one. But that aside, while I have no problem with having Brianne as a signatory, we all, the elected board, has a fiduciary responsibility to the constituents of the district. And upon further reflection, I think we might be better off with just the elected officials on the resolution.
And we do have a fiduciary bond that we have to file, elected officials bond that is in place for us in case there's any infidelity among the two of us.
Would you like to amend your motion to include all 5 commissioners?
The amendment as suggested by Craig Ernstine will amend the motion to include all elected officials as signatories, and we're still requiring only 2 in order to execute a check.
Second.
Any discussion?
The only discussion I have is we should continue with our same practice that the chairperson and the treasurer sign. So even though everyone's a signature on it, the expectation is these 2 are the individuals. They're primarily looking after everything. Okay?
Sounds good.
Concur.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Jacob, you'll change
Yes,
things.
yes, ma'am.
We will have to sign the other, the amended one. Okay, sunshine law presentation.
Madam Chair, there's just a couple of quick observations. I'm happy to go to the podium if you can. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
And we're happy to do whatever you would like to do. It's just after 7 o'clock. It's going to take us together an hour to give you this presentation. At least a half an hour for sunshine, at least a half an hour for public records. With the smattering of ethics, which we're happy to do, start it tonight and finish it when you like it. Or otherwise set a time which may be more convenient for you to do the presentation. We're happy to do it either way. We're prepared, and we'd ask for your indulgence to tell us what you'd like for us to do. Because I must tell you that see the book I got from me here? How many people have ever seen this book? Okay, good, I'm glad to hear that. This is volume 41. It's been published for 41 years. And there are things in the book that essentially are really important to your public role and responsibility. I would not want to give you short shrift in a half an hour presentation and rush you into a decision or a lack of questions that might otherwise arise during the course of the presentation. I'm happy to try.
Thank you for your consideration. Commissioners, what would you like to do? Another hour, or do you want to put this off to another meeting? Craig? No pressure.
I defer.
Aaron?
Do we have any like meetings or kind of empty in the near future or not really?
Our meetings seem to be growing by then.
Yeah.
But
We could,
Well,
well, you
next
said we
week,
should
Monday.
finish it at another meeting. We could do half now and half later.
You can do whatever you prefer. We're happy to have you know.
Whatever you want.
My pleasure would be not having to do it at all, but it's a necessity.
Let's do.
I would go along with Aaron and do a half hour now with a request for a.
I knew that was coming.
I'm getting older, I can't help it. But if we could take a 5-minute recess and do a half hour now, and then continue it at a subsequent meeting. One suggestion I would make that before we do this, we take care of the checks that we have to okay. So we'll get everything out of the way.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Could we do a half hour after we approve the invoices?
We'll start whatever you like.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Craig, do you want to do the approval of invoices?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion for approval of disbursements for a total of $3,506,967.19.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Okay, we're gonna take a 5-minute break and then, Brianne has suggested we do our reports and discussions so that the public, gets to hear what we have to say, and we'll jump right into sunshine.
Yes, ma'am.
You're a lawyer. That's what you're supposed to have. We'll be there. Yes, 1 o'clock, right? Yeah, I think we'll start long. Just fire water. Yes, okay. I know you have to be
Yeah, well, you see it because you have little ones. Maybe